Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of March 9th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you have a question you want to ask the cards, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. And if you want to learn how to read the cards, you'll find information on my beginner's course below. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the New Palladini Tarot with Tiger's Eye, the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with Moss Agate, and the Tarot Symbolic Worth with Carnelian. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. Queen of Swords and Lovers, very interesting mix with the Devil reversed. This is the 7 of Swords reversed, okay. And the 7 of Coins reversed. Very interesting mix of energies, especially with the 2 of Coins at the bottom of the deck. But interesting isn't what you're here for. You're here for helpful. So let's see what I can cook up. Give me a sec. Beautiful. I'll see you right now. Group 1, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there are 2 main ways to interpret this reading, and none of them are very pleasant to hear. One thing that I will say, when I turned over the first card, I stopped myself from saying everyone's favorite queen, because the Queen of Swords is really good at cutting through the bullshit. She's a little too good. Kind of like, well, I spend the majority of my life like this, so I can speak to this. The person who's an asshole, who's actually an asshole, I'm talking about myself here, but they justify their assholish behavior by saying, I'm a straight shooter, I tell it like it is. That's probably just you saying you're an asshole. If you're like that as well, you can go on your own journey. But the reason that I went on this whole rant is that the Queen of that's kind of the Queen of Swords in her shadow, the dark version of that. But sometimes you really do have to tell a hard truth or cut through bullshit. And with this row here in reverse here, going to the 2 of Coins in reverse at the bottom of the deck, underpinning the entire message. This is, well, okay, when I sat down to stare at these cards, the words, he's just not that into you, came to mind. And I think that this is a very succinct way to sum up this vibe. And then I spent the rest of the time coming up with a non-romantic way to interpret this, because he's just not that into you isn't helpful for people who are like, you know, happily married for 20 years or whatever. So yeah, the non-romantic way to interpret this, because this is a bubble popping, an illusion bursting. And for the non-romantic way is that it's kind of like a realization that of something that isn't happening right now that you thought would, or something that you thought you can make happen sooner than you realize, but there's this one thing that you don't have. Maybe it was promised to you by a really good vendor, but it is it's like not happening this week, basically. And as much as messages like this can be difficult to hear, the good side of it is that it leads to a really important moment of now what, you know, because when you look the situation in the eye and you realize what's really going on, that's when you can actually make real decisions, real meaningful decisions as to how to move forward. And that in itself is a good thing. And yeah, I think that's a good note to end up on. Oh, wait, because the 7 of Coins in reverse in the middle of everything was, I'm glad I didn't skip over this, because whatever this illusion that is bursting, or that you're being invited to burst yourself or whatever is, it's been preventing you from even assessing the resources that you have available to you. This is an audit that has, this is like an audit from behind a veil. It's like It's like trying to read a book where every page is wrapped in saran wrap. You can probably read it, but it's going to be harder. That was a terrible metaphor, but I can't come up with another one in the time that I have, so I'm leaving you with that. If you hated this message, please give this video a thumbs down, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. Don't panic. Some of you might think death means death. It almost never does. Ooh, Seven of Swords in the middle. Don't panic. Excellent. I'll see you right now. Group 2, the best way to summarize this vibe, it's like working under hostile constraints or working under adversarial conditions, but still coming out of it with a trick or a technique that will be useful to you in the future. I find it really funny and fascinating that the two cards with yellow backgrounds are also the two cards, the only two upright cards in all of this. Yes, one of them is the Seven of Swords. If you're a new viewer, I've been a long time Seven of Swords stan forever. I'm not going to go on the rant that I usually go on. That was for the regular viewers, but it's really cool to see the Seven of Swords up here. The technique that might be useful for you in the future was coming from this. Finding alternative solutions to problems is good, actually. And I think that given the circumstances here, because, you know, it's like work that isn't moving forward very quickly. You're in a fog where you normally shouldn't be, and it's keeping you off balance, and things that should be, you know, you knew it was going to be hard, but you didn't know it was going to be that hard. Giggity. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm interpreting these cards here. But again, because it's difficult to put it's difficult to give this a positive spin in the sense that when the major arcana cards in the reading are all reversed, that's usually a sign of things like, even if you get to where you want to go, it's going to be the long scenic route that might not be that scenic, you know. But again, with the Three of Wands and the Seven of Swords being upright here, it's really interesting to have that push through from the bottom here to like create a crease here with these three reverse cards. It's kind of like making progress despite, and coming out of it with something that might be useful for next time you're in that situation. So yeah, that's nice. If you like this reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. Group 3, let's see what we have for you for this week. Wow, the Queen sits alone. That's the Queen of Wands, yeah, okay. Good. I will see you right now. Group 3, this week is looking actually pretty cool. The thing that leapt out to me right away when I started looking at these cards is how the Queen of Wands here has wand cards in front of her. And that clicked almost everything into place. I was like, oh, this is an opening. It's like spotting an opening or an opportunity to do something, because this is her element. And yes, swords and wands work well together and everything. They're both phallic suits, but you know, she's surrounded by swords and the wands are what's in front of her. So it's seeing an opportunity or seeing how things can line up, or in chess how you think two or three moves ahead. When you see the third move, it opens up eight other moves all of a sudden, and like, okay, if I can get to move three, then the eight other moves after that are set or whatever. And it's the getting to move three that's a bit more complicated, because literally everything here is even. The queen is sitting here, so it is it hints at stability, which isn't necessarily good if you want to move forward. However, knowing where you want to go and knowing that you're an excellent candidate to get there is also really cool. So that's nice. And honestly, I think I've wrapped everything up. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead a couple seconds. I'll see you there. At your Oracle card reading, I mean. All right, let's see what we have for the Oracle card portion. Oh yeah, no, actually, I don't know what shot I'm even going for with this, Matt. It's huge relative to these cards. And I do want the cat to be at part of it. Anyway, Group A, your card is Ceres, with a message of nurturing. I'm not familiar with Ceres, but I will stare at this and see what we have. Well, knowing nothing about Ceres or flowers, I will latch on to the word nurture. I think how the concept of nurturing fits into the tarot portion. It's nurturing can take many forms, okay? For some of you, it can take the form of licking your wounds after a difficult moment. For some of you, it could also be of taking what will be useful for you later. There's a reason why the digestive system, I believe it's part of the digestive system that's associated with Virgo, which separates what is useful for the body from what is literally shit to be ejected later. So yeah, I think that those two elements of nurturing, either taking care of yourself or of others or of the situation, even if not necessarily immediately, is what's good for you, Group A. Group B, your card is the new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Listen, I'm an Aquarius, and it's difficult for me to interpret this because I'm too distracted by the Aquarius eclipse that happened recently for me. It was a couple weeks ago for you. I'm gonna take a moment. Yeah, the actual eclipse was a distraction. I think that the best way that this fits in is to bring love into the situation. I think that because, again, love can be either, well, okay, I think the most common form of love that would be useful for most of you, so I'm just going to stick with that one, is paying real close attention and really listening to people and really being responsive to what they're actually saying. I think that that would be the best way for you to navigate this week. Group C, your card is New Moon in Sagittarius. Focus on the positive. Listen, y'all probably didn't hear what I just said the other groups, but I guess I'm just going to repeat the same thing 3 or 4 times this week in the Oracle card portion. But basically, yeah, it's really literally that glass half full, Jesus Christ, glass half full type of approach is the recommended approach for you for this week. I got too distracted by my mispronunciation of words, and I wish I had something more to say than focus on the positive, but I guess you're on your own this week. Group D, your card is Appreciation. Nice. This is the moon in Leo. I'm going to stare at this card for a bit. This is really cool, actually. Seeing this cornucopia thingy at the bottom of this card reminded me of something that I read in a book that I haven't applied, so this is a good reminder for me. It's the concept of trying to leave everyone you interact with a gift. And the gift could be as simple as a compliment. It's not a literal gift. It could be as, helping them or holding the door for them for 2 seconds or that kind of thing. I think that that would be a really useful tool for you to navigate this week. And that's a good note to end everything on. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like. I hope you have a great week. Take care. I'll see you soon.